You wouldn't believe it, but tucked away in the sleepy hinterland town of Koran is a prestigious racetrack that attracts some of the most formidable runners in all of the land. And it's known as the Slater Mile. So I guess it all started like any good story, with a poor night's sleep and a few too many beers. Much to my dismay, word had somehow gotten out that I was keen to tackle the Slater Mile, which was this 4.1 kilometre stretch of rural road, part bitumen, part dirt.
So Pross has come. He's been lipping for a while now, and Strava has been Pross's main form of social harassment, and he's finally come up and he's ready to rename the mile. He reckons. So there's a bit of pressure on, but we've got 3 Slaters here, so we're going to run it as a relay and just do everything we can to beat him.
So yeah, 3 of them versus 1 of me. Really, my only concern was that they'd start making excuses about it being unfair when I towed them up.
I've tried it, man. You get the downhill first. It's the turn that's going to kill you.
Look, I'll be honest. I'm worried about the last 2 legs. I think we might be in it until the hills come into play, and then I'm not sure if the boys are going to be able to get us there. We need a substantial lead.
What are you bringing to the team? What leg are you running?
Bring 300 metres of good pace. The rest of it might be a bit of a liability. But we'll see what happens.
Slayer, what's going on, mate?
Just preparing an athlete's breakfast.
Nice. Is this for the Slater runners or?
It's just for me. Ran out of pre-workouts. I was like, oh, all right.
First one, and then it's going to be me. Then it's going to be Dom for 500, and then H for 1.1. Dom for 500, maybe me for 500, H for 500.
Wait, dude, why have the band on if you're passing Strava? Is this your own music?
No, so we can pass it. Try passing the phone in the wet.
All right. Are you ready to go? Ready. All right. Sweet.
Alright, I think we're just about ready to go. So on go, 3, 2, 1, go!
White man has got off to a good start, but he might burn himself way too early.
We have Daniel Prosser in the red cap here, taking his time.
I think Dan's really going for the pace yourself here, whereas Xavier has just gone all out.
Xav was the Slater's first runner and he shot out of the gates like a bullet, which I'll admit did make me pick up my pace a little bit early on, but after about a few hundred metres of trying to keep up, trying to catch up even, I realised that I should just stick to my pace and hopefully catch up to him at some point.
Zabe he's taken a more considered approach now.
You can see him there checking his time, realising that he is going way too fast. He was currently getting a little bit nervous as he had Dan plus 30 seconds, and he is now about 5 seconds behind.
Yes, it's going to be an interesting approach here by the far more experienced long distance runner Daniel Prosser.
You can already see him starting to gain a little bit of ground here on Xavier.
Yes, he's definitely got a very consistent pace, whereas Xavier's a little up and down.
Now I'll admit, there was a stretch in there where I thought possibly I'd bitten off more than I could chew, but thankfully, right towards the end of Xavier's stint, I managed to overtake him just as he was handing it over to Dom.
Oh, look at the gap being closed here.
Yeah.
Xavier went out very hard, and Daniel has caught him. Closing this gap very quickly.
It's about a 20-metre gap there. Closing fast.
since the bushfires in 2019.
Since the Hindenburg disaster. And would you look at that?
The passing has begun.
Obviously, the dirt that's being flicked up from Xavier's shoes can be seen on his white back.
Almost
And
as
there
though
it is. The
the takeover has occurred.
With young Daniel going straight in the lead. If you look ahead, you'll see a white gorilla taking over the second leg.
Yes, here we go. And he takes it over.
And he takes it over. And that is a great leg by Xavier.
Good work, Zave. Good work, Zave.
Oh, and look at this. Straight out of the box, the white gorilla.
Look at the shoulders flexing.
Wow, he doesn't need
Oh.
to flex, but he's doing it anyway.
Oh, has he just overtaken? It can't be. It is. It can't be. He's taking a hard corner there, Tom.
And there's Dossard taking over.
Excellent form.
Doing good, Daniel.
And here we have the eldest, the Queensland wizard himself.
And as it came to Doss's turn, nearing the halfway point, I knew that I had every chance of winning still, and I even managed to overtake Doss right towards the end of his stint.
We've got Hayden over the line first. Daniel fast approaching.
That's that side.
And that's Pross. The return leg from Pross is looking good.
Unfortunately, Doss had a little bit left in the tank and he managed to find a few hundred metres worth of sprinting to hand the baton over to Dom and secure the Slaters' lead heading into the final 2Ks. And I'll admit, this is when things started becoming a little bit dicey for me.
Doing exceptionally well, mate. Zave's going to struggle up the hill.
He's going to pace himself for that hill.
Come on, Pross, let's go, bud.
The vision from the camera here becomes a bit blurry because of the heat in the car and the cool air that we were running in outside. Which I've got to admit, I'm not too upset about because this is about the time when Dom, Zave and Slater really started putting the nails in the coffin. Before too long, I couldn't see them at all, and next thing I knew it, I could hear the cheers in the distance of Hayden crossing the line first place.
Good work, Pross. Push it.
The Slater mile's still yours, eh?
Okay, how?
It's not like you beat my PB by 4 minutes at a time. Turns out 4 perfectly healthy human beings can easily take me out. That was fun. That was really good. Oh. Admittedly, the cheers for the Slaters would have been a lot louder if most of the spectators hadn't taken part in a betting game we'd played the night before, where apparently I was uncharacteristically talking myself up and encouraging others to bet drinks on me that I'd cross the line first.
Got a game, man.
So some of my biggest supporters were understandably quite upset that I hadn't delivered with the goods.
Dodgy's cashed in.
I'm happy we just got our self-respect.
I think we need
I'm going to wait for the official scorecards to be handed in.
Yeah. All right, so for the 2020 Slater Mile, you saw what happened. There's an unfortunate loss for the lone warrior here, but hats off to the Slaters. Claimed their territory.
Defended the honour.
Yeah.
Check our land. He came with us.
Yeah. But I'll be back, and I'll be getting it.
It's time to move, Mum.